YouTube channel. Myself Ujjwal Bora. In this lectures video I am going to start from this video today regarding the class 6 old NCERT geography, that is the lands and peoples. So these are the contents of the books. So the Earth, our planet, Unit 1, Chapter 1 is the Earth in our solar system. Chapter 2, how globes and maps help us. Chapter 3, about latitudes and longitudes. Chapter 4, on motions of the Earth. Chapter 5, glimpse of the Earth. So in the class 6 all NCERT geography, we will get to learn about an introduction to the planet Earth and the geography of the southern continents, that means Africa, and then South America, Australia and Antarctica. So the course in the world geography. And then Africa, so you can see in this slide, chapter 6 is Africa, land, climate, resources and their utilization. Chapter 7, land of forest, Democratic Republic of Congo. Chapter 8, land of palm oil, Nigeria. Chapter 9, the gift of the Nile, the Arab Republic of Egypt. Chapter 10, land of gold and diamond, South Africa. Unit 3, South Africa. Chapter 11, South America, land, climate, resources and their utilization. Chapter 12, the coffee port of the world, Brazil. Chapter 13, the land of wheat and cattle, Argentina. And Unit 4, Australia. Chapter 14, Australia, land and climate. Chapter 15, Australia, resources and their utilization. Then Unit 5, Antarctica, the white continent, Antarctica. So before we are going to study about the this is chapter 1. So chapter 1, before we are going to study about the chapter 1, we need to know about some terms. Okay, so stars is a celestial body having its own hidden light. So celestial means relating to the sky or visible heavens. So for example, the sun, moon and stars are the celestial bodies. So any natural body outside of the Earth's atmosphere is called celestial body. Some celestial body do not have their own hidden light, according to your Merriam-Webster dictionary. And aggregations of matter in the universe, such as planet, star or nebula, that can be considered as a single unit as for astronomical study. So all the objects that we have already discussed, the sun, the moon and millions of bright objects seen during the night that belong to the sky are called celestial bodies. So these are also called heavenly bodies. So this is about the celestial body. So star is a celestial body having its own hidden light. And then planet are those which do not have own hidden light. Okay, so this is also a celestial body which revolves around the sun and receives heat and light from it. For example, our Earth, so they only reflect the light which they receive from a star like sun. So these are called planet. The word planet means the wanderer. So wanderer means something who often travels, moves from one place to another. So especially without Okay, so for example, our Earth is a planet which receive light and heat from the sun in our solar system. So there are 8 planets including Earth which wander or revolve around the sun. And then about satellite. So the word satellite means a smaller companion which is associated to anything. So true, true to their meaning, the satellites revolves around their planets and also follow them in their revolutions around the sun. The moon, for example, is a satellite of the earth which moves so around the earth and also around the sun along with the earth. So presently, according to NASA, there are 100 satellites in our solar system except Mercury and Venus. All the other planets have one or more satellites. Like planets, the satellite to have no light of their own, they just reflect the light received from the sun. These are the few terms we have to know before we are going to study. So now about the solar system. So the sun and the 8 planets you see in this uh, pictures, 8 planets make up the family of the sun, or the solar system. There are some other members in the family too. They are small celestial bodies revolving around the planet. They are called, we have already discussed it, the satellites. So according to NASA, natural form bodies that orbit planets are called moons or planetary satellites. There is the satellites. Moons comes in many shapes, size and type. There are hundreds of moons in our solar system. And then about the sun. So the sun is in the center of the solar system. It is the biggest member of the family. It is million times larger than our earth. It is made up of extremely hot gases. It is the sources of all energy, that means heat and light, for the entire solar system. Without this energy, the earth would be cold and lifeless. And then the sun is about 150 million kilometers away from the earth. Light travels with a tremendous speed of about 3 lakhs kilometers per second. Yet even with this speed, the light of the sun takes about 8 minutes to reach the earth. And then the planet, you can see in these pictures, this is sun and there are 8 planets. First is the Mercury, that is the distance 58 million kilometers from the sun. And then Venus is 108 million kilometers from the sun, and Earth is a third known planet in our solar system where life is possible. We live in this Earth that is a 150 million kilometer from the sun, and Mars is the fourth known planet in our solar system, that is 228 million kilometers from the sun. Then Jupiter is the fifth known planets in the earth in our solar system. It is 778 million kilometers from the sun. And then Saturn, it is 1427 million kilometers from the sun. Then Uranus, 2869 million kilometers from the sun. And then last, Neptune, 4496 kilometers from the sun. So these are the planets in our solar system. So in order of their distance from the sun, they are, we have already discussed it. So Neptune is the farthest, okay, and while Mercury is the closest to the sun. You can see in these pictures. Neptune, because of their great distance from us, cannot be seen without telescopes, okay, which are, uh, and then Jupiter is the largest of all planets. Okay. uh, there is before 2006 August, there was 9 planet, but after the August 2006, Pluto Pluto was not considered as planet because the International Astronomical Union, that is the IAU, downgraded the status of Pluto to that of a dwarf planet because it did not meet the three criteria the IAU uses to define a full-size planet. Essentially, Pluto meets all the criteria except one, so that is the has not cleared its neighboring regions of other objects. So for becoming a planet, according to the IAU, that is the International Astronomical Union, it is three criteria. First is it is in orbit around the sun. It has sufficient planet. The celestial body must have sufficient mass to assume hydrostatic equilibrium, that is an nearly round shape, and it has cleared the neighbor around its orbit. So in August 2006, the International Astronomical Union, that is the IAU, downgraded the status of Pluto to that of the dwarf planet. Okay, so dwarf planet is nothing but, according to IAU, is a celestial body in direct orbit of the sun that is massive enough that its shape is controlled by gravitational forces rather than mechanical forces, and is thus ellipsoid in shape, but has not cleared its neighboring regions of other objects. So this means that from now on, only the rocky walls of the inner solar system and the giant planets of the outer systems will be designed as planets. The inner solar system is the regions of space that is smaller than the radius of Jupiter's orbit around the sun. It contains the asteroid belt, you know, as well as the terrestrial planets Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. The giant planets, of course, are the Jupiter, Saturn's, Uranus, and Neptune. So now we have the 8 planet instead of the 9 we used to have. And then asteroid, you can see there is asteroid belt. Okay, so between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, this is Mars and Jupiter, and there is a swarm of small bodies which also revolve around the sun. So these are called the asteroids. They are believed to be the pitches of a planet which probably explode after its birth. And then orbit. So orbit, all the 9 planets of the solar system revolve around the sun on counterclockwise. That means they're moving in the opposite directions to the hands-on clock. So in elliptical parts known as the orbit, ellipse is a shape that relates to an oval or a flattered circle. This is like this. Okay, so this is the orbit. So all of them move in the same directions in their revolutions. The planet also rotate on their own axis, except Venus and Uranus. All other planets rotate in the same directions in which they revolve. As the distance of the planet from the sun increases, the time taken by it to complete one revolution also increases. Since Mercury is nearest to the sun, it takes only about 88 days to complete one revolution. Pluto is the you know Neptune is the farthest, so it takes about 248 years to complete one revolution. So our earth revolves once in about 365 days and 6 hours. So the amount of heat received by a planet is controlled by the distance of that planet from the sun. Mercury is nearest to the sun. It receives a great amount of heat from it. Since Neptune is farthest from the sun, is the coolest planet in our solar system. Okay, so in other words, we can say that the closer the planet to the sun, the higher its temperature. Okay, then the farther the planet to the sun, the lower the temperature. Okay, now let's discuss about our planet, that is the earth. So the earth is our planet. It is the third nearest planet to the sun. In size, it ranks fifth. Like other planet, the earth is also a sphere. It is slightly flatter at the poles, north pole and south pole. In size and shape, the earth is almost identical to the Venus, but it is unique in some ways. It is the only known planet of the solar system where life is possible. We already know it. So it is also called a blue planet because astronauts who have seen the earth from space say that the earth appears in blue in color. It is because presence of water in our planet. And then let's discuss about the moon. So the earth's this is the companion. So our earth has only one satellite, that is the moon. The diameter of the moon is only 1/4 that of the earth. It appears so big because it is very close to us. It is about 385,000 kilometer from us. The light reflected by the moon reaches us in just 1.25 seconds. The moon revolves around the earth in about 27 days and 8 hours. It takes exactly the same time for it to complete one rotation about its axis. As such, we always see only one side of the moon while the other side always remains away from us. Okay, so in the past decades, a lot of information has been gathered about the moon. Some people have already been to the moon in spaceships. They have brought first-hand information about the moon. It is now known that there is no air, or air and water on the moon. It is very hot during the day and very cold during the night. Its surface is very uneven and there is no sound on the moon. So our solar system, which appears so big now, is just a teeny speck in the vast space. It is just one of the member of the solar system. Like our solar system, millions of star systems make the galaxies. The name of our galaxy is the Milky Way. So the name of the galaxy is the Milky Way. So there are perhaps millions of galaxies in the whole universe. It is very difficult to imagine the vastness of our universe. The distance in the universe are measured in light years. The distant light travels in 1 year. The light of the nearest star is Proxima Centauri to the sun reaches us in about 4 years. The light of some stars may take millions of years to reach us. There are countless stars whose light are still traveling but have not reached us yet in our Earth. So galaxy is a family or system, millions and millions of stars are there in galaxy, and then universe is the vast and infinite space having millions of galaxies. So this is all about in this lectures video. In the next video I'm going to discuss about the how globes and maps help us. That is the chapter 2. Thank you so much.